Hello, everyone, and welcome to Money's Light Work Diamond Eye for missing and endangered children. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing a continuation of the Codi Bigsby case that I originally touched base with a couple of weeks ago. So today I'm hoping to pick up a few more information and see how we can help law enforcement and the people who are physically out there on foot searching for Codi. Okay, please keep in mind that these readings are interpreted. I'm using my ability and the meanings of the cards to get the readings done. Okay, so I personally wish that I could be out there as well helping in the search to find him. But I'm praying that they do locate his physical location. Okay. So before I begin, I just want to let you guys know that I did pick up a few messages while in meditation, and I was getting the word under or being underneath. That could be, underneath a home. Typically, underneath a home would be in the basement setting. I was picking up something about pipes and broken glass. So I don't know if they need a break. Like, you know how some basements have like those glass windows that you can see outside. It may be that kind of basement. That's the setting that I'm also getting. I'm getting something about brick. So the exterior of this basement may be made of brick. Something is significant about brick and broken glass. So either they need to break the glass to get into this particular basement, or there could be like glass outside of the exterior of this particular house. One thing, the house is either uninhabited or it's inhabited, which means that it's either dilapidated and no one has lived in it for years. They mean to check the lower half of that home, or there's an inhabited house where he could be like, I guess, like in the basement of that or the bottom of the house, or like behind it in the bottom, something. So that's either known or it's unknown, but there's definitely broken glass around it. So either they need to break it or there's broken glass. And the idea of the piping, either there's like exposed piping on the exterior of this particular house, or there is piping in the basement of the house where he is located. All right, but let's see. Okay. Okay. I know I was getting some water before, so I don't know if there's water could be nearby. Water could be nearby, but I don't know if there could be water surrounding like the home somehow, or like you know how they have like those wet spots and grass and those kind of things. That could be in the location of where a basement setting is, if that makes any sense. Okay, so the Four of Pentacles is underneath. The Four of Pentacles would mean some type of financial situation, but in this particular situation, the Four of Pentacles would be that his search or his investigation as a whole, it's being funded, if that makes any sense. So it being meaning that it's funded is that there's a lot that goes in, there's a lot behind the scenes that goes into the fact that whether law enforcement keeps this case going, keeps the investigation going, that attributes to the costs of the investigation. That does attribute to the cost for the people that are out there searching for the child. If that makes any sense, because those people, I believe, like their organization is funded, that is out there looking for the child. So whether they prolong it, if somebody senses or they know exactly what a child is, but they're intentionally prolonging it, that would mean that this particular organization, they increase their funding incrementally over time. So that either goes for the police department or that goes for the organization that is responsible for conducting the search. That's why the Four of Pentacles is here. All right. So behind the situation, of course, is money. Definitely funding, definitely collaboration with law enforcement. So whether it's crucial that whether something is prolonged intentionally or is prolonged like accidentally, I don't know. But it has to do with the money, like who's funding it, how long the funding takes place, etc. Okay. The star is here, a sign of Aquarius. So you have the star. There's a woman on this card as well. She is Caucasian with red hair. So that may, somebody that is a part of this case may look like this. There could be a white woman, particularly with red hair, that is important to the case. I don't know if that's like a police. She could be a police officer. She could be the head of one of those search parties. She could be someone in the court. They're really significant to the situation. Okay. I feel like this individual, if this is a white woman in particular, something is red about her hair. So either it's blonde or it's red, or something is reddish, blondish about the hair. But or she's like she could be lighter. If she's not white, then she's lighter. Something is light about this woman, right? This person, I feel like knows exactly where the child is, or she has seen the child, right? This individual, I feel like, is on the search, like that she is actively actively a member of one of those search parties that are out there looking for the child. But she either saw, I get this idea of taken, like she either saw the child being taken, or she saw, what's another scenario? She saw the child being taken, or there's another situation, she knows who took the child, if that makes any sense, right? So she may have seen who took the child, or she saw the child somewhere in a particular spot, right? I'm also getting this idea of driving. So I don't know, she could be someone that, she may drive, or she saw someone take the child and drive somewhere with the child, if that makes any sense. I'm getting something about north. If I look at the star as well too, like you said, if you look at the star right here, it kind of gives me the idea of Northampton. So I don't know what area. I know they're in Hampton, but directional wise, they may need to be in the north. I don't know if they're in the north. You guys can let me know whether they're in the north or they need to be in the north. I feel like that's where this person knows he was taken, if that makes any sense. It feels like he could have been taken in a car to Northampton, like somewhere in the northern hemisphere of where, what do you call it? The northern hemisphere of where they're looking. So where they've been looking might be north, might be north, or they need to be looking north of where he was last seen. They need to look north of where he was last seen, like north of that. But it feels like he was taken. It feels like someone could have taken him to a particular location. It feels like he could have been taken to a particular location. I'm getting an idea of drinking too. I don't know if this is someone who drinks or is a drinker, or he could have drank something. That's why I was getting an idea of milk from the other reading. So either he was given some type of medication, or he was administered something that could have made him sick, and I get let go of. So he drank something that made him sick, or he drank something was given to him, and then he drank something, he could have gotten sick from that. But I feel like he was let go of because of that. So either this person is responsible, or they just know, or they just saw, or something about that. Like they could have seen him be put into a car and was taken somewhere. If that makes any sense. He was taken somewhere, and this individual saw that happen. Or they just know that happened to him. The Prince of Sword energy is in the waiting position. So like this is a black dude that's on this card. All right, so there's a black guy there. Could be an air sign. I think I got air sign from the other reading as well too. These two individuals, for a fact, they know exactly. One of them is like a perpetrator. So I feel like someone is like an onlooker to the situation. This individual could be the person that did take him, right? So if I look at this way, there's a woman, whether this is a woman that fits this description or not. There's a female on this card, period. This is an Aquarius, and you have an air sign that's a man. Somebody's embodying these energies, right? You have a man, you have a woman. One of them knows exactly where he is, or where he was taken, or why he was taken to a location, with the Prince of Sword energy being here. So the driving in the car setting could be this individual, could be this person. Like he got into, she either gave him the child or vice versa, is what it feels like. After he got sick from being administered something, or he drank something that made him sick, and he was also let go. So I feel like he could have been carried to a location and left in an area. Being left in the area would mean that they took him to, I feel like, an idea of grass. Like he was taken to, like, taken to a spot where there was a lot of grass, with the Prince of Sword energy in the waiting position. He was taken to a spot where, because from the other reading I was getting this idea of throwing up, and he had ran, or there was throw up and all that kind of stuff happening to him. I feel like he was also laid down in the grass. Like he laid to rest in the grass. I feel like this individual could have been responsible for doing that, right? And that's what I was getting from before. He couldn't be resuscitated, or he got really sick and they didn't know what to do. So this is either someone that is current. I don't know if this person is currently in the search. They could be. But they just saw something like that happen. They could have been around and they saw something like that take place, with a child laying in the grass. The child was laid to rest in the grass because he was sick. He wasn't feeling good, with the Prince of Sword energy being there. So one of them is responsible for knowing that and relaying that to the other. One of them is responsible for seeing that situation take place. Or if this person is not, like, if this person isn't directly involved in a situation like that, then they're involved in the search party, but they either saw something like that happen between Codi and this individual, or they are like a part of it, but they're like in the search party, or like they're in the search party, or they're like an onlooker to the situation. If they're not actively in the search party, they're an onlooker to the situation. Like they saw what happened to the child firsthand. So either that's with them, they're responsible, or this individual is responsible, right? But I feel like the child was laid in a grassy area, like somewhere near a home, somewhere, like, I don't know if something's going on with a basement. The child could be in a basement of some kind, like he was picked up and carried to some location like that, okay? The present has the Princess of Swords energy. So the Princess of Sword could be another young woman. The princess is someone that's younger. There's a princess and prince of sword here. So they have air sign female and air sign male. If that's not their signs, then Aquarius is here. But if that's not these two individuals, their signs, then they're embodying princess and prince of sword energy, right? Because they're young. Something is young about them. Like they're in their 20s or something, early 20s, could be 18, 19. This depends on what's going on, right? I get accidental. So I'm looking at the princess. Something is accidental with them. Something that they did was accidental, right? I don't know if it has something to do with medicine and things of that nature, or what she gave the child. Somebody did give the child something to drink, right? They're fearful as well. So this girl and this guy, they're really fearful about what they did. That could be why they're a part of the search as well. That could be why they're a part of the search, because they're very fearful. Like they don't know, like it's almost like I feel like somebody's going to start talking as well. So if whether it's a dude or this girl, one of them is going to start talking at some point about what they saw, or what they were a part of, or what they did. What they saw, what they were a part of, or what they did. They're going to say something. I get pointing in the right direction. If one of them is going to point in the right direction to what happened to the child, or where the child is located. All right. The future has the lover, sign of Gemini. There's a lot of air here. So there's a partnership between these individuals. There's a lot of air sign. You have Aquarius, Libra, Aquarius is here. Could be Gemini is there. Right? Could be Libra as well, but there's a lot of air going on. Prince of Swords, Princess of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius. That's involved. Right? Let me go to the instincts. The instincts has the ten of oppression. The 10 of oppression, if I look at, you see these two cards with the Gemini energy or the partnership between this man and this girl and this guy that was involved with his disappearance. The 10 of Wands and the Lovers, you see how the Gemini has the fire. I know I indicated that. They have the same symbol of design. So there's a little bit of fire within this 10 of Wands, which would mean that between the girl and the guy, they're fearing both of them getting arrested at some point. That's why this 10 of Wands is here. Because there's a Gemini in the situation that is thinking they're going to get arrested. Or if it's not Gemini, then it's these two individuals. They're thinking they may get arrested, like collectively. Because it has a lot to do with their knowledge of the situation that they're not speaking on yet. So it has, their knowledge would be locating the child. I'm getting the basement, telling the law enforcement that the child is in a basement, or they took the child to a basement setting. Something's important about a basement that they need to be talking about, if that makes any sense. So once they start speaking on that, 10 of Wands will mean that the 10 of Wands will mean that they may get locked up. It could be temporary. I don't know if somebody feels like one of them was coerced by the other to do something specific. Leave him in the basement. He's sick. He's not waking up. He's not this, that, and the third. If we take him to the hospital, they're gonna be like, why didn't you bring him to the hospital and do this, that, and the third? Why didn't you bring him to the urgent care? If you see that he's not breathing, you try to resuscitate. You did or you did not. Just take him to the hospital, right? But somebody didn't do that. So one of them was coerced by the other to take him over there. Open that glass window over there, put him inside there. Put him inside there. Put him in the basement. Let him stay in the basement of the home. 10 of Wands in the instinct. So the 10 of Wands, the oppression is that the choice that they made to conceal the child is almost like is detrimental for them, rather than like they probably should have just went to law enforcement immediately. I get stopped breathing. They should have went to law enforcement immediately when they realized that the child had stopped breathing, or the child couldn't breathe. The child was having an asthmatic scenario. I'm just adding on to the situation. The child couldn't breathe. So, but they kind of took matters. One of them took matters into their own hands and said, put the child in the basement, lay the child in the grass, pick up the child. He's not waking up. He's not breathing. Pick up the child, put him over there. Maybe somebody will see him and not think that it was us. There's some type of conversation that they had like that was really interesting with the 10 of Wands and the instinct. 10 of Wands and the instincts. They should have spoken up. I'm getting this idea that they should have spoken up. You see a child is sick. Why would you carry a child to a patch of grass? Why would you put a child in some type of basement setting? They could have been like, one thing about it is they could have been like, oh, the child ran off, or the child went in. That could have been something that they said. They could have been like, the child ran off. I was trying to give him something. He got sick. He ran away from me outside. But I feel like they literally carried the child to a location, and something happened respiratory with the child. Something happened with the child's respiratory system. Okay. The Knight of Wands is here, a sign of Sag. So the 10 of Wands with the fire sign, the fire sign energy is kind of giving me this idea of law enforcement. 10 of Wands with this energy next to the star. All right, with this woman. So this woman, let me go back to this woman one quick second, because you have an air sign female that's younger and this air sign dude, but I feel like this star energy is someone who, this person is on the case. So this this white female that with the reddish hair, something is significant about somebody may look like that is they know something, they saw something, they're a part of the investigation, they're a part of the search, they're a part of law enforcement. Something is significant about this person, that's why they are the star. But what's going on with them is I feel like they may get questioned at some point by I get the perpetrator. They may get questioned at some point by the perpetrator. Perpetrator is one of these individuals here. The perpetrator is like one of these, this dude that's right here, or this girl, right? One of them is shown up there, look, a main perpetrator, and one of them is like, they're like they're like a couple of some kind. I don't know if one of them is shown up there like a father necessarily, but it feels like they're like two external people. So there's a girl and there's a guy. They're like in a relationship with the lovers in the future right there. So I feel like one of them was approached by this woman that either she's law enforcement or she's a part of the search. One of them approached her or vice versa, because she could have been speculating something at some point with them, or she saw something going on with them and she didn't say anything, or she may need to say something about something that she was asked or something they were asked with the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is Sag, but it could be a fire sign male. I feel like it's law enforcement, right? The star, they're in the accomplishment. They're in the accomplishment. I keep getting this feeling of knowing exactly where the child is. The child is like in the lower half of a home. The child is in the lower half of a home. And something that's important about broken glass and pipes is where, like, it's broken glass and piping is surrounding the child. If that makes any sense, okay? The spiritual self has the Queen of Swords. There's a lot of people in this situation. There's a lot of error here. Why is there so much air? Okay, because there's a lot of air here like this, like dominantly, that's somebody, I'm going to go with that being somebody's like sun sign. The Queen of Swords is an air sign woman. This is an air sign woman. You have the Princess of Swords. That's like a younger air sign. That's a girl, like something that's young about them. So they could be like, what's the situation? It could be a sibling to Codi. They could be like a cousin to Codi. I don't know. Something that's young about this person. And then this woman is older. This is a queen. So this person is like in their 30s or something. So this if this is not the exact physical nature of what these people look like, then I'll go with it. If it is, there is another white woman that has blonde hair that is in the spiritual self next to this person, right? I'm going to go with that for 1 second. Her involvement there, this person is search party too. This Queen of Swords is search party is what I'm picking up. They're a part of the search party. There's an air sign woman, like an older woman that is search party, and she has blonde hair. Okay? Right? I'm getting this feeling like whoever it is, I mean, there may be a few Caucasian women involved that have blonde hair. She looks like this, but someone may feel comfortable with her. I don't know if she's having a conversation with this dude. Like she either did or she will have a conversation with this dude, and it's like I get shy. One of them is shy, and what's gonna happen is, in her mind, she's thinking, okay, he's gonna be more comfortable with me because of my appearance. That's what's going through her mind. I'm getting that kind of idea. He's gonna feel comfortable talking to me. All right. So if she's a part of the search water, I said water again. I meant to say search party, but the water kind of slipped through. So something's important about that. I don't know if there's like water in the basement. Like, you know when it rains and water kind of washes down into like a basement setting, or water kind of like floods into a home. Something that's important by me saying that by accident. Something may actually be important about the water, okay? Something may be important about the water still. I don't know. It could be a case of dehydration. Like if I look at this sword, it's in some water. That's water right there. Some type of liquid. So the child probably could have just needed some water, if that's the case. Or there's water located, and I'm getting lower half. There's water located in the lower half of where the child is located. Like there's water located down there. So if it's a basement, when it rains, if it's a dilapidated home and it rains, water is going to seep in. Water is going to seep in. Okay? Especially if it's a dilapidated space. If it's like a functional basement that people are living in, water could still be getting in there. Or something still important about water still for some reason. All right? But if it's not anything like that, then this individual is thinking that he may open up to her, it could be the way she asked him a question. It could be the way, I'm also getting this idea of eye contact. They may not be looking her in the eye while she's talking to them for some reason. So what it seems like to me is that this woman is law enforcement, or they're undercover law enforcement, that they're on the search. One of these, there's a guy that somehow she's not contact. The guy is part of the search. The girl may be part of the search. They are not. But she's gonna come into contact with him at some point, or her at some point. One of them is not giving them any eye contact. There's not giving her any eye contact. But they know they either expressed. All right, they either express to her, I'm getting the idea of soon. Somebody may express something to her soon, or she's going to ask them something soon. But they're not giving her any eye contact, which means in this kind of scenario, when you're not giving any eye contact, that means you're guilty of something. Ten of Wands and the instinct. Why aren't you looking her in the eye? All right, is what I'm feeling. So it feels like interrogation to me with this person. There's interrogation that he either faced or he's going to face. I get a friend of the father. So when I hit that note, I don't know if it's the father. The father could have experienced that, yes. But I'm also getting a friend of the father. Ten of Wands. There's a friend of the father that is involved. Whether that's a female or there's a dude here. And they're not looking this woman in the eye that she's a part of the search. I mean, if somebody's guilty and they're a part of the search, they're not going to look someone that's genuine in the eye, especially if she's approaching them with a critical question. Because I feel like I get cues. She's picking up on some, what do you call that situation? She's picking up on bodily cues with the way this person has been acting, either during the search or during interrogation. So that this person could be embodying the father, or they're the father's friend that is a part of the search. They're dark too. Or someone's bald, or they have a low hair. They may wear glasses. And they're like a part of the search. I don't know if they've been on the news or they've been interviewed yet. But they're not looking somebody in the eye. And that's really important. And they're like involved. They're involved. Okay? The Five of Sword energy is here. So the Five of Sword in the mentality with the Ten of Wands and the instinct would be that the air sign. Okay, there's two different types of air sign elements going on here. The Queen of the air sign woman. Excuse me. The air sign woman is like they're like a private investigator. One air sign woman is. So either that's known or it's not known. She's a part of the search, right? That's one element about this. The air sign male, one is shown up either like the father or the father's male friend. That's either their sign or they're embodying Prince of Sword energy, right? That's the two different types of. That's the two ways to interpret the air sign element that's showing through here. The Five of Swords is either is the woman that's embodying that's the undercover police. Okay, she's the undercover investigator that is involved in the search. She is embodying Five of Swords energy, at which she either saw something, or she heard something, or she questioned somebody. That's why the Five of Swords with the Ten of Wands. So that either relates to the Knight of Wands energy. I feel like it's either there's another guy here. There's like there's two guys, there's two women that of significance, and there's a younger girl that is of significance in the search, or they were seen doing something. They were seen doing something, or she heard something. So she's questioning one of those elements there, and she's embodying Five of Swords energy, at which one of them is going to get like locked up at some point. The Knight of Wands could be someone. If the Knight of Wands isn't only law enforcement, the Knight of Wands is another dude that is in the search, or there's someone who that they've been questioned at some point, and they're embodying Ten of Wands energy. They're embodying Ten of Wands. Right? So, but the Five of Swords and the mentality would mean that whatever she gathers from one of these two individuals, this air sign girl and this guy, she's going to relay back to law enforcement. So the Knight of Wands could also be law enforcement with the Ten of Wands, which would mean that she's going to relay what she heard, or the answer to a question that I get subtle. She's going to ask a question that the question is going to be subtle with one of them, and they're going to respond. And whatever ticks in her, she's going to take back to law enforcement. They're going to then decipher that response, and then make a decision with the Ten of Wands in the instinct. But the conversation is surrounding, I keep getting a basement. The conversation is surrounding a basement setting. The conversation is surrounding a basement setting. So the basement of a home that I don't know if there was a basement where he was living, or there's a basement of a dilapidated home. There's some type of basement that has a lower half where it has glass that you can see down into it. And there's some water or water damage outside of that exterior. So there's something, they're going to come across something like that if they haven't already, okay? What's changing is the Ten of Cups. The family environment is changing. So that's either like the Ten of Cups could reside with, it's kind of like family. If you have a search warrant with so many people, 10 plus people, could be the energy of the search party. My bad. Did I say search warrant? Yeah. Search warrant. There's a search warrant going out for of somebody's of a home that is inhabited or is dilapidated. Something's going on there. So there's a search warrant that they need to check. They need to initiate. But I see what's going on here. It's really interesting what's happening here. All right. Let me just pause and retract. There's somebody that's a part of the search party that they're either responsible or they just know something. There's an energy of a female or male, cop that they're what do you call it? They're private investigating the search, or they're asking people who are a part of the search. There's people in there that they know something hidden and they're not saying anything. So what's happening is that these private investigators that are a part of the search, they're gonna ask this guy or this girl that is a part of the search some questions. They're not gonna look her in the eye, is the energy that I'm getting. And the questions surround their living quarters, or a home that they live in. or the child, I don't know if it's the home the child was living. There's a lower half of of somebody's house that needs to be checked. There's like glass windows, or it's significant that there's piping in this area. The piping is either inside of it or outside of it. And then there's glass. Like, is that a broken glass, or they need to break the glass, or they will break the glass. But it's like the lower half of a residence. It's the lower half of a residence. Right? Ten of Cups could be the energy of the search party, or the family. So something may be changing about one of the family members. So where I'm getting like a cousin too. Something significant about a cousin. Something significant about a cousin, where a cousin lives. Where somebody lives. Like one of the family members live. So something significant about that, and where they need to check somebody's basement if they have a basement. They need to check the lower half of a home. If it's not a basement, then it's just the lower half of some house. Somebody's residence. Or there's a basement. And then the piping was really important to the situation. So there's some piping that is... Oh, I see what's going on with the piping. The piping meaning water. So there could have been some burst pipes, and something's going on with that too. They're either burst, or it has something to do... The piping has something to do with the water and where the child is located. The Ten of Cups energy is here, so that's changing. So these two tens coincide as well too. So someone in the family, someone in the family may get arrested, or there's a mutual friend. I was picking up something about a cousin too. There's a mutual friend that between the father and something's going on with the father's friend. The father's friend may be a part of a situation. And there was an energy of a cousin that was coming through too. I don't know what's going on with that. There was an energy of a cousin. Somebody's home needs to be checked. Somebody's home. So either that's the father's friend's home. I'm getting the letter G as well too. So I don't know if that's the letter of somebody's name. Like, I don't know if it's Gary, Gerald. I'm getting the G. The letter G is really important. Garrett, I don't know. G is important to a situation. So I don't know if that's related to the father's friend name, or someone in the family, or a street, or somebody's name. Something's going on with a G. A G is really important. So that could be the letter of somebody's first name or somebody's last name. The Six of Wands energy is in the resolution, which is good. The Six of Wands is a victory. The Six of Wands is victory, going towards some type of partnership. So if it could be Gemini, or there's a partnership that there's a partnership between two people that there's skepticism around a partnership. So the skepticism around the partnership would mean, I'm trying to understand, would be between this girl and this guy that's a part of the search, that they're a part of it or they're not. Or there's a couple that they're in the search, that they know the family. There's a couple that is a part of the search, that they know the family, or they know about someone in the family, or they know what someone in the family did, something like that. But it has to do with a basement setting. The letter G is really important to the situation. I was getting something about glass as well too. There's some broken glass and something going on there. So I don't know. The child could be in some type of, it's either the lower half of a home or in the basement of a home, of some home. But how it happened is, I had a friend. It happened because of a friend, and the child got sick or something, and was carried I feel like the child was carried or left or put in some type of location and picked up and put somewhere from being sick. But it's like, it's secret. When I said it, there's a secretiveness going on there. There's a secret nature how that took place. I'm being drawn to checking the home. So there's a home that needs to be checked thoroughly. So I don't know if that was the home he was in. I'm being drawn to a friend. There's a home of a friend that needs to be checked. So that's the father's friend or one of the family friends that they are in the search. There's a family friend that is in the search. That's why I said there's a couple that's a part of the search. The couple knows the family, or they're close to the family. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot going on there. A lot. Let me do an outcome on this. This is 40 minutes long. Past 40 minutes. All right, let me do an outcome. 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords is like, the 10 of Swords, I get secrets. The 10 of Swords is secrets. The secrets. So somebody in the search is air. There's a lot of air here. There's a lot of air sign here, or somebody's embodying that. If somebody's embodying air, then they're sneaky. If somebody's embodying air, then there's some sneakiness with the 10 of Swords here. 5 of Swords, 10 of Swords. There's a mental, interesting situation that's going on here with someone where I get concealing a crime. It's like somebody's like concealing a crime. That's why there's so much air here. That's why there's so much air here. Somebody's like concealing a crime. You have an air sign man. You have a younger air sign girl. You have an Aquarian, you have a Gemini, or whatever air sign. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. Every time I look at the Queen of Swords, I get investigated, or they're investigative, like IVE. They're investigative. Somebody is embodying like undercover investigator vibe. Somebody's is embodying that energy. Queen of Swords. So there's the Knight of Wands is white. There's a white dude, fire sign, male, Sag, Aries, Leo. That's either their sun sign or they're embodying that. This card is kind of giving off. You know what's giving off? The police energy is this symbol right here. I look at the symbols. What's the other card has that? The Emperor has that kind of that symbolism that kind of looks like that police badge. Knight of Wands. The air sign male. The Knight of Wands is kind of giving off police next to the star. So I don't know if it's an Aquarian woman that is a I'm getting something about a federal agent. Something's going on here with a federal agent. A federal agent may be involved in some type of situation here. There's a federal agent that is involved here. That's like a private investigator. There's a federal agent that is involved. I don't know if he's the federal agent is disguised. Like that could be a situation. Somebody may be disguised as one. Like somebody is a federal agent and they are. I keep getting a part of the search. There's a federal agent that is a part of the search. That I don't know if somebody knows that they are though. In this branch, this law enforcement branch, it's like you have like private investigators. One is shown up here like a woman. Then there's a federal agent that is in disguise. There's a federal agent in disguise in the situation. The federal agent is disguised in the situation. So that could be a woman. There's a Knight of Wands here. It's kind of giving off that vibe. I get please talk. I'm looking at the Prince of Swords. Please talk. The Spirit just said please talk. Please talk. Wow, it's very interesting when I get those kind of messages too, where it feels like somebody's talking through me. Please talk. Like somebody's asking this person, please talk. That's the father that's embodying this, please talk. Or is something going on with the father's friend? I don't know how they're going to come across the father's friend or a cousin or someone. Like they're a part of the search or something. Or I get travel to home. They're also going to travel to their home. And something's going on with the basement of their home. Or they know of the basement of somebody's home. and something's gonna happen there. Ten of Wands, Five of Sword, with her being a private investigator and a federal agent being involved. Knight of Wands, the Lovers. Let me do another outcome on the Ten of Sword here. There's a lot. The Page of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles would mean, the Page of Pentacles could be someone active. The Page of Pentacles is someone who may be active in the case. I was getting the Four of Pentacles underneath. So the Page, I don't know what the sign of the child is. So the Page of Pentacles could be the energy of the child. That's the only page that I'm seeing. Is that a page or an ace? I always forget. The page. So the Page of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, could mean that something this is not good in terms of the findings of the child. They're not going to be very, it's going to be, there may be some sadness with how they discover the child. But there's money involved. With the Pentacles underneath, there's money involved in how this situation is being funded, or funding may stop. It just depends on what's going on. So the longer, the more it goes, the more funding. Obviously, the more the search goes, the more it is funded. The shorter, the less it is funded. I keep looking at this energy. It need to talk, please talk. Need to talk, please talk. Prince of Sword, they're embodying this, or that's their sign. There's so much air here. You have Gemini, you have an Aquarian, you have a Sag, Aries, Leo. The Ten of Cups is the family, or something going on with a cousin, the father's friend. That something's dark about the father's friend, the dark-skinned man with low hair, glasses. That fits the description of the father. So whatever's going on with the father mentally, the father may need to talk, or something's going on with his friend, and something's going on, like the friend or a cousin is or some couple, they're really in close proximity to this search party, or they're involved in it, or they're gonna come across them somehow. Like they're gonna end up in this arena here. They're going to end up in this arena of the situation. There's a precise location, though. I'm getting that idea that there's a precise location. The precise location would be like in somebody's place, like in somebody's basement, in the lower half of someone's home. Let me do another outcome on that. So the child is embodying, I don't know what the sign of the child was, but if the child is embodying Page of Pentacles energy, if that's not their sign, it's because his case is generating money. That's why. All right, let me do an outcome here. Another one on this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What the hell? What is this? The Empress. The Empress. So the Empress would mean that something is going on with the child's mom too. Lord have mercy. Jesus. Age. Christ. I don't understand. What I don't understand is why is it necessary to not do things properly? The Empress is here. The Empress could be there's a Libra, the Aries woman, or it's just the energy of the child's mom. Something's going on with the child's mom. Something may be going on mentally with the child. I don't know. For this to be happening the way it is for so long is really is weird, because it's crazy, because it's what is the point of somebody knowing where the child is or what happened to the child and not talking about it? But I guess I'm going to reduce sentence too when I hit that no. Someone may get a reduced sentence. So even if someone gets locked up, I don't know what's going on with the mom. I don't know if the mom is going to experience some type of time, 10 of Wands. Or somebody here, this guy, the father already is doing it. but there's like another dude that is I get it. There's another dude in the situation that's gonna get found out too. But if something's going on with that person's home or a cousin's home or something's going on with the mom, something's going on with the mom or the mom's home or like a cousin, somebody that they live somewhere, they live close. I keep getting a basement. So a basement is really important. Somebody's basement that they need to be talking. But the idea of the reduced sentence is that if someone does get locked up, they may get a reduced sentence if they just give all the details of the situation. Even if they just know, even if someone just knows about what's going on, it's not like it's not and even if somebody just knows what happened or they're like involved somehow, but they weren't on scene at the moment when the situation happened to the child, then it's like they may get a reduced sentence for just talking about the situation. They may get a reduced sentence. They may get a reduced sentence for just talking about the situation. All right. So even if they get locked up, I keep being drawn to the mom. Something's going on with the mom with that, or a cousin. I don't know what the sign of the mother is either. So the mother could be one of these queens, or the mother is going to appear like an empress. This is not the mom. The Queen of Swords is an investigator or somebody that they're doing something there, interrogation wise with someone. But the mom is shown up here like the Empress. And even if the mother is not, I don't know what the hell the mom is doing, but even if the mom may end up, this incarceration energy is surrounding the mom. Or where she lives, where she living at, where she lives. I don't know. Or somewhere somebody's living, where the child is going to be found at. Whatever happened, somebody's going to get a reduced sentence. I mean, here's the thing about this. Even if like you're dealing with medication or the child was sick and the child had something and wasn't feeling good and respiratory issues and you want to keep the child somewhere because you don't want something to happen. You don't want to go to a hospital because they're going to question you and what the child was eating and negligence, and you don't want to lose child support and things of that nature. That may be what's circulating in the mom's head. For just not being absent, or somebody being absent, right? So it's like, keep the situation quiet. I mean, it's kind of rippling through everybody's lives in a sense. Like the whole country is rippling through. So it's like, these are the effects of a system that is not really on the side of mental health and things of that nature, with the choices that somebody is deciding to carry something along in this manner, if that makes any sense. So there's a lot of mental health resources that people can lean to, can research, can help themselves out, because there's a lot going on here that it can be avoided if someone just says why the child ended up in the predicament that the child ended up in. Okay? All right, so I hope that they figure out what basement situation is going on. And, I guess something about a key too. Somebody may need a key to somebody's place, a key to a basement, a key to something. There's a key. Key as in metaphorically or symbolically, a key. They're going to come across that. And I'm looking at the Queen of Sword energy. A key. Key literally, key figuratively. There's a key. Somebody may break down and give somebody a key to where the child is. All right, and it's the. Let me do another thing. Let me do one more on this. Let me see something. What is the key? What does the key mean? There's a lot of mental health services out there. The key is the Queen of Wands, meaning that the key symbol. This person may have a key, I keep getting basement. I keep getting some type of basement setting. The person has a key to that. A basement. A window. You know those basements that have like those windows? You get the key to that. A key. Someone has a key. Literally has a key. So either it may be unknown that the child is there, or it is known, but if somebody has a key to the situation, whether it's known or that's why I keep feeling that idea of mental health services and things of that nature. So mental health services would mean that somebody's consciously doing something, or it's conscious. They are conscious of their actions. They are conscious of what they know, and they have a key to the basement, the key to the lower half of a home, the key to a basement window, whatever it is that they need to see. All right. All right, that's Codi Bigsby. I hope that this was pivotal in some way to the situation. You guys can let me know of any updates. I think that should be fine in terms of interpretation and preciseness. I try to be as precise as possible. All right. So may Codi, dear God, dear Heavenly Father, please bless the case. Please locate the child and bring the child and bring everyone to rest that is in search for the child. All right. Be well. Take care. Bye.